Hey Reflections, it's Bashara. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bashara. I'm a life coach. So I wanted to come on here today and I wanted to talk to y'all about something more like along the I guess spiritual astrology type line. So if that's your type of thing, listen in. If that's not your type of thing, if you don't like hearing about astrology and how we're connected to the earth and the universe, then go ahead and click off this video, okay? So I wanted to talk about why it's so important to travel, okay? It's so important to travel because whether you believe it or not, we're all connected to the earth. We're all connected to this universe in a very particular way. And that's why when we're born, they document the day we were born and the time we were born, okay? The month, the date, the year, and the time, okay? They put this on our birth certificate for a reason, not just to put it down, okay? Because it's a part of us. It's a part of us. It's a part of when we came into this universe and how it tells us how we are connected to this universe, you know? So it's very important to travel because based on like what day and month and year and time you came here, different places in the earth are more beneficial to you in your life. For example, for me, okay, there's something called Astrocardography, okay? I'll link it down in the description box below. But there's something called Astrocardography where you can actually put in your birthday, the time you were born, the year you were born, and everything like that. And it'll tell you where on this earth, right, you're more suitable to be rich at, popular at, you're more suitable to like find love, you're more suitable to be in terrible situations. A lot of us are in like terrible situations in life and we just feel so unfortunate. We feel like we're not growing. We feel like nothing is not happening. We feel like there's no opportunity because you could be in the wrong place. Like literally you could be in the wrong place on this earth. You probably not where you need to be. You have to be, and I know this, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, but like if you're somewhere where there's more, where your lines cross Jupiter and Venus, you're more likely to be prosperous, you're more likely to find love, you're more likely to be like financially stable and just overall just like successful, right? And in love and like money would be like if you go somewhere where your Venus lines are. So my Venus lines based on the time I was born is like in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now I'm not in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I do notice like when I do travel certain places that I feel like you might feel like a sense of belonging, or you might not even like, you might be like, I don't feel right up there, or you might feel like this is where I need to be. So don't take it for granted when you travel somewhere and you feel like this is where I need to be. You probably do need to be there to excel and to move forward in your life. So like I live in Atlanta right now, and Atlanta is where my sun lines are. And if you go to a place where your sun lines are, you're more likely to be you know, successful and socially successful and like successful in your like career, like you. And I can say honestly that my mom, she moved us down here when we were younger. I had no idea about any of this stuff, but I have been very successful like in my career, you know, as far as like, and I tell y'all all the time, like I'm a staff accountant, and I became a staff accountant with no college degree, but that's just probably because I'm in the right place for myself. Like, so sometimes if you're not, you know, thriving and you're not doing well, like I'm having a hard time, like no matter how, you know, people say, oh, you look great, you look great. I have a hard time with love because this is not where love is for me in this place in my chart, you know. That would be more like in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm actually going to travel to Charlotte. I've been to Charlotte before, but it was a couple of years ago. And I wasn't like paying attention to any of those things. Like I wasn't paying attention to the way I was feeling or anything. But I'm going to go up there and I'm going to see how I feel up there, you know. But like, yes, it's very important to be in the right place. Like, you ever wonder how like Beyonce probably is highly successful? She's probably in her right place. Like, some people are just born in their right placement in the earth, and some people are just not. And that's why sometimes Some people just take off. Like, a lot of people, I see a lot of people like, oh, I want to move to Atlanta. I see everybody, you know, doing good in Atlanta. And then when they come here, they see like they didn't take off. They didn't pop off because that's not where you were supposed to be. That person took off because that's where they were supposed to be. That's where their Venus was. That's where their Jupiter was. That's where their sun was. But that's not where yours is. Yours could be in Mexico. Yours could be in Florida. Yours could be in Miami, you know. So you can't just hop up and do something based on what somebody else is doing. So look it up, you guys. It's very interesting. It's called Astrocardography. You could put in your date of birth. If you don't know the time you were born, because it makes a huge difference when you put that time that you were born. So look on your birth certificate. It's on your birth certificate. Your time of birth, your place of birth. Put that on there and see where your lines cross. Look for more specifically like your Jupiter lines, your sun lines, and your Venus lines. Okay, now if you are having like you're struggling with like creativity and things like that, that would be like Neptune. Like Neptune, if you go where your Neptune lines are, you're more likely to be more creative and be in a creative space. That's where you probably see a lot of people like painters and stuff like that. People that's very creative, they're probably where their Neptune lines are. Now if you are struggling in life and you just cannot find your way, you just feel like no opportunities are coming, nothing is happening for you, you just, where you are is just not taking off for you, you could be in a place where you're more in a Saturn energy or Pluto energy, and those are really harsh environments to be in. If you're like in a very like harsh type environment, no opportunities, you're not developing, you're not growing, there's just no chance of success there, you could be where your Pluto and your Saturn energies are, which are very harsh energies, which are good for certain things, like, but if you want to like really take off like in love and finances and career, you might want to go more where your sun and your Jupiter and your Venus is, and get out of that Saturn and that Pluto energy. Okay, if you don't believe me that the planets, okay, now you notice that I'm naming planets. The planets are very, very important. If they were not important, our days of the week would not be named after them. Okay, Saturn is Saturn day, Saturday. Sunday is the sun. Monday is the moon day, Monday. Okay, Tuesday is Mars. You say Marte in Spanish. So all the days of the week are named after the planets. Friday is Venus. That's why everybody's like always shopping on Fridays. Fridays just feel like a vibe. That's your Venus. Okay. So yes, the days of the week are named after the planets. If they were not important, why would they think to name the days of the week after the planets if it was just not of any importance? Okay, we are all connected to this stuff. Okay, and it's very important to know your placements and know where you belong and know where you should be. Okay, if you really want to take off and excel. And that's probably why I've taken off and excel in my life, because I just so happen to be in Atlanta where my sun lines are, and your sun lines is good for you socially and like professionally. And I've done very well professionally in Atlanta, you know, just by happenstance. I didn't even know this, you know. But yeah, y'all, this is very important. Look it up. Look up the days of the week are named after the planets. That's it. I'm not gonna really drag this video on. I know I hope I didn't lose anybody, but yeah, stick around for more content. I have way more content coming, and I will see you guys soon.